All right, get ready to be transported to ancient Persia during a magical evening performance. Song of the North tells the story of a courageous heroine who uses her strengths and determination to rescue her beloved and help prevent a war. And the story is told all using more than 400 handmade intricate puppets. Here to tell us more about this truly one-of-a-kind multimedia experience is the creator of the show, Hamid Rahmanian. Did I get it?
Yes, Rahmanian.
He told me to take my time on it. And Titus Dance Unbound Artistic Executive Director Charles Santos. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Okay, Charles, I want to start with you.
Sure.
We're talking about this one-of-a-kind experience. We hear that term a lot. What makes this one-of-a-kind?
It's the craftsmanship is so good and the artistry is so elevated. It's just it's a magical experience to sit there and see something like this, a story told, celebrating an ancient culture and an ancient art form. It's really something that you have to see live to really appreciate.
And we're seeing some of the images on the screen here. I mean, this really is, I've never seen something like this on stage, the artistry, the multimedia experience. There's also the story. Hamid, tell me a little bit more about the story and what's the message that people are going to bring from it?
Yeah, the story is based on the Shahnameh, the epic of the Persian kings, which is the national identity of the Iranian and Persianites. And this is one of the epic love stories that celebrate the female characters in this story. So we thought this is a very good candidate for bring it live to the audience and to understand a different note from Iran and Persia, because what you're hearing is usually a negative tone. So this is actually a celebration of art and the culture and literature of the Persianites.
Well, and Hamid, I don't have to tell you this, but the history of Persia and Iran, it has changed so much over the years. And what it may be now today isn't what it was 30 years ago, 100 years ago, 200. So you talk about women being the hero in the show. Why is that more important than ever or more powerful than ever to be displayed in art?
Yeah, as you can right now see, there is an uprising in Iran. There is a kind of revolution that is happening and is led by the female. And also is an artistic revolution. This is the first time actually in the history of Iran that the art sits in the front.
Wow.
And the religion sits in the back. So this is the feminist movement with the artistic taste that comes and sort of leading this uprising. And through art and culture, I think we can elevate that and also we promote that, this positive note, this hopeful note to the American audience with this kind of artistic and cultural endeavors.
I do love that in art, that it can highlight an issue, a problem, but then to bring the hopeful or positive note.
Right.
What do we do about that? I think that's so important. Charles, I want to talk to you about the 483, is that the right number? Handmade puppets that we've been seeing to use the story. Take us behind the scenes. How is this put together? Just the vision is stunning.
Well, you know, the great thing after the show happens, we're going to do a talk on stage and we're going to have a camera backstage showing the perspective of how all his actors and dancers are moving with these giant puppets that appear to be giant. But it's a great art form. That's the reason we wanted to do this, was to celebrate it. We booked this probably 2 years ago. That, you know, when I first saw the show, and it's a magical thing. What you see on the screen, the full-size screen, and what is happening backstage, they're two different shows.
Yeah, you're basically watching a movie while we are making the movie in the backstage.
Right.
This is what's happening.
I mean,
and there are 208 animated backgrounds with the 10 actors, incredible, talented performance that actually they have to manage these 500 puppets and acting at the same time. It's like a Swiss watch. It's happening in the backstage.
A Swiss watch happening, all these gears turning in conjunction. I mean, I'm always inspired by creators. How did this be? I mean, this is so big, so layered. Where do you start with this to bring something like this into the world?
It's first is for the love of my culture, that I feel that we have a lot of injustice happening in this country about how they promote Persian culture, Iranian culture. So I thought this, for my job as an artist, is my social responsibility to actually bring a highlight of the culture to the audience and to the public. So that's the start from there.
Yes.
And
with that intention.
Yes, with that intention.
I think that's so important.
Yes. Yes.
That's beautiful.
That's the intention. The rest is just the mechanics of how to create the show, but that's the intention.
So you find that intention, that sole purpose, and the rest will be figured out.
Yes, that's the byproducts of that.
Especially when you're a brilliant artist like Hamid. Charles, real quickly, you said you saw this a couple of years ago and said, I have to get this to Dallas. What was it about this that you said, I have to get this to Dallas?
Well, Titus is really about celebrating cultures from around the globe.
Yeah.
So, and we're mostly dance. Actually, we're all dance. We decided to book this show because it was just too good to pass up.
Because it was just too good. That's the best reason.
So we're looking at, one, the artistry of the puppets, and two, celebrating this ancient culture.
Yeah.
So that's why we decided to bring it.
Very quickly, where can people get tickets, and when are you guys performing?
It is Friday and Saturday night at the Moody Performance Hall, 8 p.m., and they can get tickets at attpac.org. And just go to tickets and they'll be there. Song of the North.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. And thank you for bringing art into the world.
Absolutely.
Yes,
we need it. All right, Titus Dance Unbound presents Hamid Rahmanian's Song of the North tomorrow and Saturday night at 8 p.m. at Moody Performance Hall in Dallas. You can get tickets at attpac.org, and you don't want to miss it. All right, guys.